Anthony's match value if I get a vehicle, I'll get into it. There are old boys coming in. If not, normal public vehicles are so it's like private vehicles you can't come in. Like people came in like buses and stuff.
The biggest celebration in Sri Lanka rugby, schools rugby season is back. Very good afternoon to everyone joining us here at Havelock Park as we continue with the Dialog Schools Knockout 2025 President's Trophy pre-quarter finals. We got Zahira College taking on Vidyartha College from Kandy. And now this will be a good encounter. These two teams well balanced side. And we are up for a fascinating game of rugby to commence the season here at Havelock Park. And the weather looks very hot. And as we see the maximum temperature of 32. And the wind is there cloudy as the hot sun continues to stay. But going on in this game, we could see the weather conditions becoming cloudy and allowing players to play better. And joining with me in commentary, we got Kevin Dharanjan. Good afternoon, Kevin, and welcome to Schools Rugby season.
Good afternoon. And these are the fixtures that will be happening around Colombo today. The game that is featured right now is Vidyartha College taking on Zahira College here at Havelock Park. And at the same time, concurrently, we have another game at Royal Complex and at CRNFC, where Royal Complex Sri Sumangala College from Kandy will take on Nisipatana, while at CRNFC grounds, St. Thomas's will be taking on Science. And at 6 o'clock, after a very long while, we are having a game, a schools rugby game played under lights, where two heavyweights from Kandy, St. Anthony's College and Trinity College will face off each other. And this will be crucial ties for all these teams, because it's very important for all these teams to start the season off well with a win, because that sets the tone when they move on with the season.
It's very crucial. If you lose, you get a 3-week break. As we see the last 10 winners of the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts, 2013 Wesley College, we got Isipatana in 2014, and then we got Science who was led by Anna in 2015, then Isipatana, that unbeaten side in 2016, and then we got the Josephians who came back strong and beat Isipatana in that 2017. Then St. Peter's won it twice in a row, in 2018 beating St. Joseph's, and then in 2019 beating Wesley. And then we had that 3-year wait for COVID, and then in 2022 Isipatana College won it, beating And in 2023, St. Peter's won it back, defeating Isipatana. And last year, Isipatana took it from St. Peter's. So, Kevin, looking at these winners, Isipatana winning 4, St. Peter's winning 2, and Josen, Science, and Wesley 1 each.
Absolutely, it has been dominated by those two sides, Isipatana and St. Peter's. And the last 5 trophies have gone towards one of these schools, either St. Peter's or Isipatana. So yes, could this be the year where another team could win? And after a very long while, we are having all the teams taking part in the Knockouts trophy.
Yeah, that's a very good sign that they have moved away from the normal rugby season, that they start from the 15 rugby league and then move to the knockouts. But here they're going to start with the knockouts, so then every team is available to play this tournament. And this tournament, for the first time, having 16 teams also. Used to be starting from the quarterfinals, but now we got the pre-quarterfinals happening. 8 games in this week. We had 2 yesterday, 4 today, and another 2 happening tomorrow. So these 16 teams will be eyeing for a place in the quarterfinals, and then slowly but steadily in next few weeks, the best 4 teams will move to the semis, and in 3 weeks' time we would have the finale of the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2025. So it's a crucial game for these 2 teams, especially these 2 teams last year, who had a very good start to their season but ended not as they expected. Zahira and Vidyartha winning 3 games last season, and in their game that they played last year, Zahira College winning it 13 points to 10, and Vidyartha, who were playing very well in the early stages, defeating St. Joseph, and they were a force to reckon with, but faded in the latter parts of the season.
Well, Vidyartha, of course, started this season with a win right here at Havelock Park last year, beating St. Joseph's. And they will be hoping that they can repeat what they did last year. But this Zahira side, with a new coaching unit, is a lot stronger than what they were before. And they finished on the top 4 after a very long while in their respective group last year. And on the other hand, Vidyartha College also has a very experienced coach who will be managing them there this year, Nilfa Ibrahim.
Yeah, so it's building up nicely here at Havelock Park, and we'll take a short commercial break and we will come back with more action. Welcome back to Havelock Park as we build into this pre-quarter final of Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2025 President's Trophy. But Zahira College taking on Vidyartha, and the winners of this encounter will face the winners of Peters versus Thurston, which is happening tomorrow at the Royal Complex. Slowly steadying, both teams are preparing as you see the timeline of the Dialog Schools Rugby season 2025. As we already mentioned, they have changed it. They used to start with the Dialog Schools Rugby League, but now this year they are going to start with the knockouts, so that enables all 16 teams who played the A division last year, Division 1, to come and play the knockouts here. Pre-quarterfinals happening this week, and then we go to the 4 quarterfinals next week on the 3rd and 4th of May, and then the semi-finals, the 2 semi-finals happening on the 9th and the 11th, and the big final happening on 18th May. And then we're going to have a 2-week break as the schools have been given an opportunity to prepare for the Dialog Schools Rugby League, and first round happening from 6 June to 6 July. As there will be 5 games for each team, and we'll speak more about the teams and the groups. And the second round, the super round, will begin from 18th July to 10th August. So from April to August, non-stop rugby action happening in the school's rugby season. You can watch all the games on the Papare. If you see the league groups, Group A, the defending league champions St. Peter's, and they have been they have the DS Senanayaka College team, Wesley Science College, St. Anthony's College, and Ananda College in the Group A. And Group B, they got the runners-up and the defending knockout champs, Isipatana College and St. Thomas's Zahira, Dharmaraj College, Kingswood, and Mahanama College, completing the Group B. And in Group C, we got the arch rivals Royal College, Trinity College, and then Vidyartha, who we'll see in action today, and St. Joseph and Sri Sumangala College and Thurston College. Looking at the groups, Kevin, very close groups this time. 6 teams in each group will be very crucial in the first round. You need to win at least 4 games to go to the super round.
Absolutely, 18 teams are taking part in the top division for the first time in a very, very long while. And as you rightfully pointed out, every game will be a must-win game for the teams. At least 4 wins is a must for these teams, as only one team out of the lot will make their way into the next round. And so here's a lot to look forward to, and these are the results from the games that happened yesterday. Wesley College beating St. Joseph's College 36 points to 23, and this is the 3rd consecutive time St. Joseph's have lost the first fixture of the season. And on the other hand, Dharmaraja started off really well, but in that second half, DSC and Nayaka pulled the strings out, and they beat them with the scoreline of 48 points to 29. 2 big games, 2 big results. Wesley and DSC and Nayaka are through, and the St. Joseph's and Dharmaraja will be really disappointed how the game turned out to be for them.
Yeah, the both teams led, and in the last second half, especially Wesley came out strong, and DS on the last 10 minutes scored 3 tries. So the game was hanging in the balance 29 to 31, and then DSNI scored 3 tries to complete. And coming up tomorrow, we got St. Peter's College taking on Thurston College. That's at Royal Complex. And finishing off the pre-quarterfinals, we got Royal College taking on Kingswood at CRNFC. So these are 2 crucial games, especially the Royal Kingswood game could be a game to watch tomorrow as we conclude the pre-quarterfinals and move to the quarterfinal stage next week.
Well, as said before, a very, very important tie here. 2 of the underdogs whenever they come into play these tournaments, Zahira and Vidyartha taking on each other. Both teams have their own abilities that they will bring out, The Zahira, of course, are known for their territory game with the kicking game coming into play. On the other hand, Vidyartha have always produced some superb runners, superb wings. And this will be an enthralling clash here at Havelock Park. A lot to look forward to.
Yeah, Vidyartha will have a lot of happy memories. Last year they came to Havelock Park to commence their season, and then they showed off a brilliant victory against St. Joseph's, and they're going to get a similar taste because Zahira will play a lot of a physical game we've seen in the previous years. So we are yet to find out how they're going to play this year, but looking at their warm-up and the team looks we're going to get the same. So we'll take a short commercial break and we'll come back with live action and the team cards. Stay tuned to the Papare.
Welcome back to the live action of the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout game as we are here at Havelock Park where Vidyartha College will be taking on Zahira College in a very, very crucial game. And this is a very humid day. Won't be very easy for these players to play the game of rugby. But fortunately for us, the weather god has been kind as far as there is no rain. And we hope that we'll have some open play rugby here at Havelock Park. And this is the Vidyartha lineup. And their forwards consist of Mohammad Rasik, Kabisha Valikadage, Yasmita Hiran, Gihan Prabhat, Tinet Bandara, Vihanga Satsindu, Kenula Vijetunga, and Dedula Bandara, while their backs consist of Udana Nilshan, Pramesh Ayodhya, Praveen Timel, Kavindu Hevage, Hevin Keshan, Pramudita Narayana, and Sadev Dilshara. And their replacements are Seth Mira Helakavela, Bandara, Netsela, Alahakon, Dilshan, Bandara, Adhikari, and Kapugoda. Plenty of players left the Vidyartha team last year. So this is an inexperienced side. Now let's quickly have a look at the Zahira lineup.
Zahira, Zain Hassan, Rayhan Rushan and Amin Rifas will be the front three. And then you got Akif Ismail and Sahib Ishan. The second row was Zahira and Rifnas Rimshad, Ihad Yusuf and Abdullah Muzil will complete the third row for Zahira. And the 9-10 combination of Afam Abdeen and Hakim Chunji will be crucial for the boys from Maradana. And they got Zain Zahim and the skipper Lukman Nadim in the center combination, and Abdullah Hassan and Binu Pereira in the wings. And finally, Basit Feroz will be the final line of defense. Replacements Feroz, Insan, Asan, Iflan, Sabir, Rahim Azmir, Fazlat, Sarap, and Inam will complete the Zahira College match day 25. So it's all to play for in this pre-quarter final. Both teams ready as they make their way into the Havelock Park, and the referees also getting ready for a fascinating game of rugby.
Well, two new coaching units for both the sides. Zahira, of course, coached by Kavindu Jayasena, former Trinity coach and former Trinity rugby player. On the other hand, Vidyartha will be coached by Nilfa Ibrahim, a former King Sudian and the former coach of St. Joseph's College. So he has plenty of experience in the coaching unit for both the teams. And we are all ready for the kickoff of this game between Vidyartha College and Zahira College.
So everything is set for these two teams to commence their Dialog Schools Rugby season for 2025. And for Vidyartha, Sadev Dilshara will kick things off. Match official Shankar Bekon will be assisted by the experienced Gihani Atavara and Hasanta Veranga as Dilshara kicks things off with a high hanging kick. And early fumble from Zahira, and the first scrum we're going to have in the first minute of the game.
Well, this is not what you signed up for when you get into these big games. Good momentum early on for Vidyartha. They have the scrum. Udana Nilshan is all set to feed the ball in. Will Vidyartha hit back at Zahira for committing that error early on. And it is really important to start off well in these games. Here's Nilshan. Vidyartha now on the moon.
Vidyartha center there. Hevake going into contact. And now a turnover ball from Zahira. Managed to turn over ball, and they now will look to clear their lines and go straight into the hands of the Vidyartha player there, and he returns the favor with a kick that goes into touch, but that goes in the full. So ideal chance for Zahira as they get a net gain from that kicking encounter.
Excellent. found a way to intercept and applied pressure on Vidyartha. And now they do have a line out throw right at the halfway mark. Ryan Rushan will be the man who will be taking this line out through. Here's Rushan. That's a clean throw and straight away. Zahira sets that maul, but it has been collapsed. But fortunately for them, they are still with possession. Here's Zahira. Have numbers on the outside. A lot of support behind, going towards the side. Tries to beat that man, but has been brought down. This is where Zahira have to be composed. This is just the start of the game. Zahira now trying to go inside the Vidyartha defense. Slowly and steadily, Zahira are heading forward. Zahira now going towards the right hand side of the ground. Vidyartha holding firm with the defense. And Zahira from the outside just tried to break through, but has been brought down.
Good passage of play by Zahira. Now they're playing with the advantage. Good break in the corner by Binuk Pereira, and now the forwards joining in the attack. But referee will bring play for that. Not rolling away infringement. Good start from Zahira. Their backs have made a mark that they are going to run on this game, and beautiful move. And Abdul Hassan also had a chance to run around, but he couldn't, as Zahira opts to go for the territorial game, closing it near the try line, as Chunchi gets them 10 meters from the try line. An ideal opportunity for their forwards. They had a good line out initially, and they need to continue this positive momentum that they got in these early exchanges.
Here's Rushan with the second liner throw of the game. Clean again, and Zahira again goes for that maul. They are driving through. Can they go over? Just inches away now. Desperate defense from Vidyartha. But Zahira, have they found a way here? They have been brought down just inches away from the try line now. Trying to crawl through here, Zahira. And that will be the first Amana Bank try of the game. Zahira through Ryan Rushan finds a way to open the scoring. What a start this is.
Beautiful move by Zahira. Their forwards also joining in the action, and they had an advantage, and they continue to play, and Ryan Rushan collecting that ball from that rock and making that big carry forward and finding the whitewash to complete a brilliant start for the boys from Maradana, opening the scoring. And Abdul Hassan, who made a good run in that build up to that try, will try to convert this, and unfortunately the kick goes astray. So 5 points to nil. Zahira College dominating the early exchanges. We come back to a replay of that try as play continues here at Havelock Park. And now Vidyartha trying to run the big number one there, Rasik. And now Vidyartha will need to go into this game, play to their own pattern. As you see, Valikadege going into contact. Now spreading to their runners. Good 11-10 combination there, but they could not break through this Zahira defense early on. Now Nilshan searching for options, changes the direction, and the ball is loose here. Good pressure by Zahira, and they collects the ball that, and Zahira College making a fascinating start and a good pop pass. Still the play continues, but there was a knock forward. Things are happening here at Havelock Park, Kevin.
Vidyartha will be really disappointed how the game has turned on its head. Right at but nevertheless, Zahira has clearly shown Vidyartha that they are not going to sit back. They are here to attack.
Skipper Lukman Nadeem was the man who went through that run but could not finish it as Vidyartha clears their line, and collection is done brilliantly there by the Vidyartha. Number 14 Pramodya there. Play game going at a high pace as both teams trying to run from their own half. Now another loose ball by Vidyartha, but for their rescue there was an advantage for offside, so the both teams can take a small breather. In last 3 minutes have been full rugby here at Havelock Park.
Absolutely much needed breather this is for Vidyartha more than Zahira. They were under the pump, and the territorial kick will take Vidyartha just few meters inside the 50-meter mark. We are just 8 minutes into the game, and Zahira have found a way to score here. Kaushika with the line out through, a clean one at that. Vidyartha's strength lies in their running. Here's a Vidyartha now trying to go through the outside. Here's a open space for him. Dimmer tries to get past one, but he has been brought down. Still holding on to position are the Tigers. All that the Tigers need is a bit of space, because they know that they can run through the defense of Zahira. Here's Dinesh Bandara, who has been brought down. Zahira with desperate defense here on the other hand. Vidyartha rightfully so, patiently building up a play here. Still with possession. Praveen Dimel, seems like Vidyartha will get an advantage. Quick tap taken by Dimel. Ayodhya, and the referee will bring out a card from his pocket. Zahira down to 14 men. We are just into the 9th minute. Not so good, isn't it?
Yeah, he didn't retrieve the 10 meters, and Ayodhya spotted that gap and he wanted to run through. So referee thinking that's in the 10-meter mark and cynical, and he goes to the pocket early on. So this yellow card could hamper Zahira's momentum, and they need to initially defend this line out. Prime position for Vidyartha as Kavishka throws into this line out, and good collection by Vijay Tunga, but sacked perfectly there by Zahira. And now the Vidyartha will go for their backs as skipper Pramesh Ayodhya goes into contact, and Kavishka will make a pick and go there. And Nilshan calling the shots, asking his forwards to come in and gain their meters forwards. Just 5 meters away is Vidyartha. And Zahira defends. One-man shot as Vidyartha makes another big carry. As Kavishka again goes into contact. And slowly but steadily Vidyartha inching towards that try line, and Nilshan looking for his backs. Good passes and a very flat pass there by Kavindu Hevage to Pramudita Narayan, resulting in a knock forward. So opportunity miss by Vidyartha College, and Zahira College will sigh relief as they defended this with one man down.
Vidyartha were trying a bit too hard to somehow find a way to equalize proceedings. Zahira still down by 14 men, but they do have a scrum. Here's their chance to get out of danger. They should look to clear this ball out as soon as they can. Here's the scrum off. And Zahira does exactly that. But the kick just falls into the hands of the Vidyartha player who was waiting for that. A cross kick comes in, but he just overcooks it.
Yeah, he spotted that winger running, but overcooks that kick. The game still 5-0 in favor of Zahira with one man down, and Zahira with the feed in to the scrum near the 40-meter line as Ifam Abdin pass to Chunchi, and brilliant line there by the skipper Lukman. He's brought down, and a penalty one. Good defensive work by Vidyartha. Could not release that ball. Zahira sparking few attacking moves, but still couldn't have the finishing touches.
Well, Nilhan, Vidyartha will be concerned about the space that they're giving for these Zahira runners. Yes, they've won a penalty here, but that is something that they will have to work on moving on in this game. A good touch finder that is from Vidyartha.
Yeah, but Zahira ran a good line, which Vidyartha could not stop it. So this has been something, as you said, Kevin, Vidyartha need to look into. As Kavishka throws in, and no contest, so that line out is legal as Vidyartha trying to run. Unfortunately, the ball is not goes into the hands of the winger there, the male. So they will have a line out, same place, but on the other side of the field, as Zahira College, Vidyartha getting that line out could have been a touch from Zahira after that loose ball.
Clean line out through this time from Vidyartha. Here's their bigger number 8, who has been brought down, and Vidyartha are more or less trying to barge through the defense of Zahira, trying to bring that physical advantage into play. Most of these Zahirian players are lean in structure. And here's Vidyartha now trying to go through the outside. And he has been brought down yet again. Gihan Prabhat. Here's Ayodhya. with the chip kick collected by Zahira. Chunchi was the man to collect it, and the chase is on. The chase is certainly on, but just couldn't grab hold of it. The referee Alexander has awarded the ball to Zahira. Excellent recovery yet again from Zahira.
Chunchi that collected the ball, and then if I'm up in looking at spotting space in the back and putting that sheep kick over the without the defensive line as if I'm now goes to Chunchi. Chunchi misses the ball. Rare mistake, but Vidyartha will play on as Kenlo Vijetunga goes into contact with that ball. And now Nilshan to Ayodhya. Ayodhya spreading to Hevake to Keshan as they look to run around that Zahira defense in the corner, and the ball pops out. And waiting for the decision from the referee whether it will be a Zahira ball. From Vidyartha. So at the 50-meter line, Rushan, the try scorer, puts the line out, but referee giving a penalty, taking the man in the air, the collection, and some argy-bargy stuff happening. And this is not what we expect in these games, as both teams need to notch down. And referee Shankar needs to sort this argy-bargy stuff. Not required. The game flowed perfectly for 15 minutes. And sanity prevails as referee will have a conversation with his assistant referee. And Zahira had the penalty, and Vidyartha continued with the play, and then this small scuffle had occurred. Not a nice thing, referee straight away calling the two skippers. And number 6 of Vidyartha College, that's Vihanga Satsindu. The main culprit looks like. Referee had blown the whistle for that penalty, and just continuing play, unfortunately, by Vidyartha. And then everything boiled up.
But it is really important for both these teams to slow down a bit, because right now they are far too excited about this game. A small halt now, and a yellow card has been awarded to Kaushika Valikadage. And both teams are now down to 14 men. No numbers advantage for neither of them.
Zahira's yellow card will come to end within 2 minutes, so they will have that advantage of playing out with their full 15 in the next minute or so, as referee will bring play back to that initial penalty for taking the man in the air in the line out. And Chunchi will look to get some territorial advantage from this penalty, knowing that Vidyartha number 7 is not there. Vidyartha hooker is the one who went to the bin.
Decent touch find from Chunchi. And with the both teams being 14 men each. Zahira will look to form that maul, and that is exactly what they've done here. Their opening try resulted off one, and at this time it has been broken. But they still hold on to position here, the Zahirians. Now inside the 20-meter mark. Step by step, they are moving forward. Vidyartha can't afford to concede a try here. Can Zahira hold on to the ball, and seems like they've milked a penalty here. Will be a very interesting call. Just a few meters away from that try line, and the ball is in kicking range as well.
It's knockout rugby, and points are the maximum that they want. There's no bonus points on offer. It's knockout rugby, and Zahira College straight away going for points as Abdul Hassan will set his sights on adding the 3 points. Missed out on the conversion. And Abdul Hassan adding the 3 points for Zahira. So Zahira coming out of that attacking move with 3 points on the board. 8 points to nil. And good as they end the first quarter. They're going to have a small water break as these conditions are very hot. So these players are getting water break at the 20-minute mark.
Absolutely trying conditions these are for the players, for the referees. Not so easy to play a fast-paced rugby game under these conditions. It has been humid throughout the day. But nevertheless, we are into the 20th minute, and Zahira are leading by 8 points to nil. And Vidyartha will take a breather, will re-strategize.
For Zahira, I think good 19 minutes of play. They've been dominating the territory and the position. Vidyartha on the other hand have been losing their opportunities. They are looking to play the game at a faster pace, but they need to
Zahira are back to their initial 15 men. So it is a numbers advantage for Zahira now. Vidyartha couldn't make use of it. Could Zahira make use of the numbers advantage? Here Zahira still stuck in their own half. Going towards the outside half. Here is Zahira. Here's that winger, brings in that grubber, but falls straight into the Vidyartha player. Well. And Vidyartha have knocked the ball forward. Initially it looked to me as if though the ball was passed a bit forward, but nevertheless Zahira have won possession. They have a scrum. Angle, we can't say a lot.
But the Zahira fraternity was on their feet, claiming a forward pass. But finally they got what they wanted, a scrum now. Midfield scrum in the other 22-meter line. They have the opportunity to use both sides. And now Vidyartha has to be on their feet, knowing that these Zahirians will try to run. And they got the both sides to run for a small held up in play for a injury concern.
This has been a stop-start affair so far. So many breaks in between.
Especially in the last few minutes. And as they play this game at a fast pace earlier on. And now coming to the latter part of the first half. We see a bit of stoppages there. Small held up. Thought for a injury concern, but that is okay as still the referees are waiting for some sort of a confirmation.
What these stoppages does is it breaks the momentum that these teams gain so far. Zahira were there with an advantage, a scrum in favor of them. Now Vidyartha have had enough time to come up with a plan to tackle Zahira. And what has been great from Zahira's end is that they haven't allowed Vidyartha to play according to their strength. They haven't given them space to find those runs in between, and that has really paid the price for them.
Yeah, they have already shown that by turning the ball over on all Vidyartha attacks as Nilshan and they're still not finding that combination sorted because of the Zahira defense that is not allowing them to settle down to this game. On the other hand, Zahira are executing their attacking moves perfectly. As we still wait for some sort of a issue as the referees have stopped play. Could have been some issue with the spectators over that corner just above the Vidyartha, as the referees are not commencing the game from the scrum. We await for the confirmation from the officials.
Safety is the primary concern for the players and for the referees as well. They have to make sure that the conditions out here, be it infield or outfield, are at their best, and still a decision hasn't been taken. The way it goes on and goes on. Well, seems like the referees are walking out of the field, including the standing ref Ravin Alexander, Shankar Bekun.
As we wait for a confirmation from the referees, Zahira leading 8 points to nil. The 20th minute of play. So still no signs from the referees. We wait for the confirmation on what is the reason behind this stoppage.
Unfortunately, we don't have the referee's mic in place as well to catch those conversations that they're having by the sideline. But hopefully the game will be back on very soon as the fans wait eagerly.
So still no signs of commencements as we go around the parks and see what's happening around at Royal Complex. Isipatana leading 18 points to nil against Sri Sumangala College. That's one of the pre-quarterfinals happening. And then the early kickoff of this game day as two teams from Mount Lavinia playing at CRN FC. And that encounter, St. Thomas's were leading 28 points to 14 against Science. And there's another game going to start under lights that two arch rivals from Kandy playing a night game at Colombo. Trinity taking on St. Anthony's. That's going to start at 6 p.m. after these games. So you can watch that game live from the Papare as finally we're going to get some rugby here at Havelock Park. Zahira will have the feed into the scrum, center scrum in the 22-meter mark.
It was a very, very long wait for all the viewers and the players as Afam Abdin will feed the ball in. Afam takes the ball out, breaks it out quickly. And Zahira with the ball now. Inching forward. Zahira with all the momentum behind them, and that was a loose pass, but Abdullah Hassan was there to collect it. Here's the scrum off. Taking the ball out of ruck. Afam yet again. Passing it out wide. Zahira. Can they find the opening here? An excellent run. Yet he has been brought down, and seems like Vidyartha have turned over possession.
Good turnover there by Vidyartha. They had to do something to stop the Zahira attack. And now they just need to clear their lines, knowing that they're one-man short. And Zahira will try to do one over them. Still Ayodhya now finally goes to his boot. A high-hanging kick. Collected well there by Hassan. And now to Farouz, who changes the direction with Zahim. Goes into contact now. Abdin will go to his big man Zain Hassan, making a big run. And Abdin now goes to Chunchi. Chunchi passes it to the center. Zahim there. And Binuk Pereira doing the clear up work in the corner. And again Vidyartha doing another turnover there. Good counter-rucking by Vidyartha. The break has helped them a lot. They have notched their game a bit high after the break. Ayodhya now trying to run, but that's Vijayatunga there. Now Nilshan. Big pass to Hevage. Hevage puts a high-hanging kick. collection well there by Dilshara. And he passes it back to Keshan now. Prabhat doing the clear of work now to Ayodhya. Long cut-out pass. But referee will bring back play for a penalty.
Zahira line, guilty of being caught offside. And Vidyartha will probably go for that touch finder. They somehow need to add points on the board. They haven't opened the scoring yet, and the touch finder is a good one. Takes play inside that 22-meter mark. Prime opportunity for Vidyartha to break through this Zahirian defense to score some points on the board.
Another held up for an injury concern. So we had an injury previously, and the news is that there was an ambulance gone and a doctor also. So without the match day doctor, they cannot commence the game. That was the reason for that held up is what the news we are getting. And after the break, Vidyartha has been playing brilliantly.
And here's Vidyartha of that line out through.
Yeah, they have commenced the play, but referee has stopped the clock, and that is fully on with that Vidyartha hooker. He needs to play for the whistle.
Crucial line out through. This is for Vidyartha. We are into the 24th minute of the game. The scoreline stands 8-0 in favour of Zahira.
So with Kavishka Velikar again, the pin Danitha Sethmira has brought into the front row, and he will throw in to this line out. Throw in not good as expected, but finally they come out with the ball. As Rasik makes another pick and drive there. Now Hiran takes the ball from that ruck. The Vidyartha forwards making few pick and drives, setting things up for their backs. Slow ball, but we see a continued passage of play. Fifth phase ball out now. As Mohammad Rasik again goes now. Nilshan goes to Ayodhya. Ayodhya to Hevage. And passes it to Nairanga in the corner. But they cannot break this Zahira line at the moment, as Ayodhya looks for the options, cut backing. But he's being brought down, as Zahira looking for Returno, and they get that as the ball pops out of the ruck. And all the good work gone for Vidyartha, as Chunchi will look to run as knock forward there. That is inexperience, Kevin. You need to just take that ball away, and now Vidyartha with the opportunity, as Kamindu Hevage goes into contact. And Nilshan calling things, their forwards to go into this break. Slowly but steadily, they are making inroads. As ball still available, but good counter ruck by Vidyartha, by Zahira. But referee Shankar will go to that knock-on infringement. When you turn over the ball, you do all the hard work, and you just need to clear the ball and play the next phase. They try to run.
Absolutely, and Vidyartha winning that penalty, and they have an opportunity yet again. It was a knock on. So will be a scrum in favor of Vidyartha. And it is just 5-6 meters away from that whitewash.
So Vidyartha back to their 15 as Kavishka comes in. So this will be a good opportunity for Vidyartha. As we see Bandara breaking out from that knock as Hevin Keshan collects the ball, inches short, puts a long pass, and this has been the problem as Zahira will try to run. And the ball goes into a touch. Still not sure who's having the ball, but referee bringing play back.
Vidyartha will have another scrum in their favor. And that was an opportunity gone in vain for them, but still fortunately for them, they have another scrum as Udan and Nilshan is all set to feed the ball in. Here's Nilshan, sets it, collects it, passes it to the left hand side, and Vidyartha now with some space. Pamudita Narayana.
And beautiful work there by Feroz, winning that penalty for Zahira College. And on the second go also Vidyartha not again turning that ball over as Hakim Chunchi will try to bring Zahira closer to the halfway mark, just near the 10 meter, south side the 10 meter. So some breathing space after few minutes of defending, but Zahira still leading 8-0 after all this attacking done by Vidyartha.
Just 7 more minutes to go in this opening half. Zahira with the control of the game with an 8-point lead. But Vidyartha had a very good passage just a while ago. And Zahira now trying to drive forward. But they have been called back by the referee Ishanka. So yes, it will be Vidyartha's ball.
Yeah, they wanted to do the rolling maul, but Vidyartha defenders didn't engage with that, and then the catcher just gave the ball, and then he was deemed as accidental offside. So he should have kept the ball and gone forward. Then referee would have continued with the play. Few tactical calls from Ishanka on the spot as Vidyartha goes into contact with Kamindu Hevage. Now Nilshan looking for options with Ayodhya, sending the ball to Dilshara. Dilshara making another in move, but giving the ball away to Zahira, and Zahira will try to run from their own half as Feroz doing the clear up work. As Zahira just need to slow it down and play to their pace as Abdeen goes to the boot of Hazan, with Dilshara collecting and returning the favor. Another kick by Zahira, this time a high kick. Again Dilshara collecting it, but referee giving a penalty for offside. They did the kick, but the chasers were not there for Vidyartha.
5 minutes to go in this half, and Zahira have a penalty coming their way, and it will be a touch find, and it'll be from Chunchi. Can Zahira close out this half with another try? A very, very good kick from Chunchi, just outside of that 22-meter mark. Vidyartha will be really disappointed, won't they? They've created those excited plays, but they just couldn't find those final touches, and that's what you need. They had quite a few chances just a while ago in Zahira's half to break through that defense and go over and score.
Yeah, as you said, now Zahira collecting the ball, but referee saying that throw in not straight. Call it. Now go opportunity missed out by Zahira now. The Nilshan goes to the board of Ayodhya. Straight to the hands of Hassan. And pass it to Feroz. Now Chunchi. Chunchi to Zahim. Zahim passes to Lukman, the skipper. Fins off one. In this passage of play. Now Chunchi puts the kick and Feroz with the run. The ball favors Vidyartha as Pramudita Narayana collects the ball. But the ball is out. Continuous piece of rugby. But referee will give a scrum in favor of Vidyartha for a knock-on infringement as we see another held up in play. For an injury concern for Vidyartha.
Smart move that was from Chunchi, though it didn't pay off for him. The chase was certainly on. And had Zahira collected the ball off that chip kick, could have been trouble for Vidyartha. And now they have a man down. Hopefully he'll be up again as well. So many injury concerns in this game as of now. We are just 2 minutes away from the halftime. Hooter goes halftime. And Zahira trying to get the control back. They have the points advantage.
Points 8 points to 0, but we have got a lot of action in this game. Especially Zahira on their way. In attack, doing all the hard work, but still couldn't finish the moves. That's been the order of the day for both teams, especially. And Vidyartha, on the other hand, have been playing better rugby after that stoppage of play. As all good to continue as Udana Nilshan feeds the ball for Vidyartha. Will try to run as Ayodhya sending the ball to Havage. And he puts the ball straight into the hands of Feroz. Feroz now will look to run as got Pereira in the corner. Now Abdin to the big forward Hassan, still going strong. And not releasing the tackler there. As still Zahira continue with their attacking moves. Now Chunchi look for the option and put the high hanging kick. And the ball is loose there by Nilshan. And a knock forward. Thought they would have an opportunity, but referee blows for half time, so that will be the end of the first half. And Zahira will be the happy team going into this break.
Very fortunate there with Vidyartha that the referee blew the half-time whistle. If not, could have been another opportunity for Zahira. But nevertheless, Zahira do have the points advantage with 8 points behind their name, while Vidyartha haven't really managed to open the scoring yet. They had those chances which were handed over to them from Zahira, but they couldn't make use of it. But going into the half-time break, Zahira will be the happiest side, but Vidyartha will feel that they can get back into the game after the last few minutes that they had in the second half. First half, rather. With that, we'll go for a very, very short commercial break. On the other side, we'll bring you the action from the second half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Car Radials. The road is yours.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
Lassana panloke, kottumi saravihite, hikkagasita banda maate. Fire and fashion nape, hikkagabade watte, hot and spicy gas mate. Rase, prima kottumi, fun tamai.
There is a rhythm to island life, where a walk is a dance, where there is work-life flexibility, where fun is serious, and where songs rise out of the sea. The unique and amazing facets of island living inspire us.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Lassana panloke, kottumi saravihite, hikkagasita banda maate. Fire and fashion nape, hikkagabade watte, hot and spicy gas mate. Rase, prima kottumi, fun tamai.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකො දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මනම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
Swistek Aquashield 2K waterproofer. Seal කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නෑ.
Swistek Skim Coat. Finish එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නෑ.
Swistek Skim Coat. Finish එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
එක පැත්තකින් වහගෙන ඉඳි තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැරිලත් එක්ක. චොමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස් ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Welcome back to the live action of the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts game between Zahira College, Colombo and Vidyartha College, Kandy. And we are heading into the second half with Zahira leading the proceedings 8 points to nil. And let's quickly have a look at the highlights. It was Zahira.
as Vidyartha returning the favour, and now Chunchi goes for that territorial kick, looking for a 50-22, but straight into the hands of Sadev Dilshara, and he puts his dancing shoes and tries to return the favour with a high hanging kick, but that ball goes into touch after Chunchi's attempt. So Vidyartha finally getting that kicking game sorted as they get a prime opportunity to attack earlier on.
Well, Vidyartha starting the second half where they left the first half. They found some momentum in the latter part of that first half, and now straight away they have a line out throw inside that 22-meter mark. Can they make use of this? That is a good throw from him. Here's the Vidyartha, number 7, who goes on his own. He has some support now. Here's Vidyartha. Just a few meters away from the whitewash. And they opt to go towards the sides. A lovely offloader that is from Udana Nilshan. There is a lot of silence as Vidyartha are proceeding forward. This has to be. It has taken them 36 minutes, and still they have been unable to break the shackles here. Zahira holding firm on the other hand, and that's a turnover. Brilliant from Zahira, and now they are on the run. Yet again, Vidyartha from prime position have handed the ball back to Zahira on a silver platter.
Yeah, beautiful move there by Zahira, bringing play into the 50-meter mark. Now with Abdin looking for options, with Chunchi putting another kick to allow Hassan to run, but Vidyartha doing the clean-up work as Dimel collects that ball and goes into contact to set up that ball to Nilshan to Ayodhya, but the ball is not good, and a knock forward from Vihanga Satsindhu. Low pass there by Udana Nilshan to Vihanga, and now Zahira again getting another opportunity. They were defending, they turned the ball over, made inroads to the 50-meter. Now, after just losing the ball, they've given another opportunity by Vidyartha by knocking the ball.
A lot similar to how the first half started as well. It was Zahira who committed the first error. Vidyartha had possession in prime territory, and they just handed it over back to Zahira. Well. Not collecting it cleanly, knocking it forward. And Vidyartha have got out of danger for the moment.
Hakim Chunchi there, the playmaker for Vidyartha, for Zahira, unfortunately returning the favour back to Vidyartha. So they'll be happy as we see Sadev Dilshara making his fate as scrum off. It's now Udana passing it long into the corner, but he's bundled into touch. Is the replacement winger Situm Netsara. So Vidyartha have made few changes. He's brought in the number 22, and too close to that line out, and just Zahira just wanted to send him out as the collection is good from Zahira as the big number 5 Ishan takes the ball into contact, and good hands from the Zairians continued to play, but unfortunately holding the ball on and giving away position. This has been happening throughout this game. Both teams getting good attacking positions and then just giving the ball away with few silly mistakes. As you see, the number 5 who made that break, Shahib Bishan, is down now. And we will have a small held up in play for that toss.
Well, he went down holding his hamstring. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. Might just be a niggle. He's still down while the play progresses, and rightly so. Referee Ishankar puts the stopwatch to a stop. And fortunately for Zahira, Shahib Ishan is back on his feet, and Vidyartha will have a line out throw now as Kaushika Valikadage is all set to throw in, and a Vidyartha player goes down now. Probably the conditions playing a huge part here.
That's a cramp, and referee straight away telling to make the replacements, but they jumped into that line out before the clock was on. That was the reason for this player to go down. And Vihanga Satsuru played a pivotal role in that previous attacking move. He's been taken out. As with that, they need to make a substitution. As you see, number 28, Sanmet Adhikari back into the line as the replacements coming in for Vidyartha as Yasanta Bandar. And good work there by Zahira, turning that line out. And they would try to set things off to their backs with some pick and drives as the forwards making inroads with the new replacements coming in. To see again Akif Asmail carrying the ball. Another big carry by Zahira. Now they go to Chunchi. Pass is not good, but still struggling with this loose ball. And good collection there by number 13 and offload into Ayodhya. Ayodhya sending it wide to that supporting player. That was Yasanta Bandar who came in. And straight away with that soppy play by Zahira. There on the defensive line as show and go by number 28 Sanmet Adhikari takes Vidyartha, and they score their first Samana Bank try in this pre-quarter final.
And that is what Vidyartha were looking for 42 minutes. And finally they have found a way to open the scoring here, and possibly they could add 2 more points here as the kick is a rather conventional one for Kavindu Hevage. Can Kavindu Hevage add 2 points? Seems like he has added the 2 points for Vidyartha. And this is a 1-point game now.
We are back live with the restart. Vidyartha collecting it. And now Sadev Dilshar playing clear in the ball. And now Feroz trying to run from their own half. No support for him, but finally their mates arrive. As Rihan Rushin, the strike scorer for Zahira, takes the ball forward. It's a 1-point game now. Zahira was attacking before that try. Just gave away the ball, and see how those mistakes are going to cost them now. This is just a 1-point game. Now Zahira playing the close quarters using their big forwards as Iyad Yusuf. And now the kick and chase. And good collection, but straight away penalty for Vidyartha, and they tries to take it quickly. As the runners chases for Zahira was offside. The momentum have turned towards Vidyartha College after that try.
Absolutely, momentum plays a huge role in rugby as Kavindu Hevage slots in a brilliant touch finder. The Vidyartha fans are on their feet as their team is doing ever so well since the restart. Here's Valikadagi with one of the crucial line-out throws he has taken.
Few held ups in play. And we are all good to continue. As, the game is heating up in the 45th minute. The Tigers from Kandy, and beautiful work by Zahira. And now they return in their favor and trying to run. Good hands. And the replacement winger for Zahira goes into contact just near the 40-meter mark. And all that hype, Zahira doing what they did throughout the game. As Tuan Rahim now collects the ball. And Iyad Yusuf, the man who turned the ball over in the line out, making another hit as Zahira going to that slow game that they possess, and now trying to run is Zahim, and unfortunately the pass goes forward. So there will be option whether they want the line out or the scrum. And Vidyartha should definitely go to the scrum, so they does the same. So all the build up to that attack in line out.
Yet again, Vidyartha caught guilty of not making use of the opportunities. And Yashmita Hiran. I beg your pardon, Tehan Halakevel has gone down. Lots and lots of injury concerns in this game. And this is yet another stoppage. What this does is that it will break the momentum whichever team has gained. We saw in the previous half as well, Zahira were with all the momentum, and we had a slight break of around 5 to 10 minutes, and Vidyartha since that break have been brilliant.
So the first half break helped Vidyartha. Still, you're waiting for another stoppage of play. This time, referee Shankar stopping play as a few spectators have moved out of that spectator area. That's what referee Shankar telling the master in charge of both teams, that he will continue the game after the spectators move out of that playing field.
Well, by the time this game ends, we may even see the night game started out there at CRNFC. Plenty of stoppages, but yes, so you have to make sure that everything's in the right order. Nevertheless, just a single point separating the two sides. Zahira with the lead for the moment. But that lead could be breached at any given time.
The referee Shankar telling the match commissioner also about the issue that he's facing, and the play is halted. And finally, referee gonna start the play, and with this scrum in favor of Vidyartha. And growing across the park, Isipatana almost secure in the spot, 42 points to nil against Sri Sumangala College. And St. Thomas's match going on at CRNFC as Vidyartha making inroads as Sadev Dilshar acting as scrum half. Just the clear up work. That game at CRNFC has ended 59-35 in favor of St. Thomas's. And a good block there by Zahira College for that kick from Pramod Ayodhya. And Zahira making inroads in the corner as the winger runs through. And has he gone over? Yes, yes he has. That's the try that Zahira wanted. And on the passage of play from that charge down, Zahira College scoring in the corner.
Just when Vidyartha thought that they were Saraf, the try scorer. And here's Zahira with an opportunity to add 2 more points, and not the best of conversions. So the scoreline will remain Zahira 13 and Vidyartha 7 with just over 20 minutes left in this game.
All to play for. Still a one-score game. Zahira would look to add another 3-point or so if they get opportunity to make it 2 scores for Vidyartha. And just as Vidyartha score with a mistake of Zahira, and now Zahira returning the favor. There's a high hanging kick. Allowing the ball to bounce. That's a cynical error. That you don't allow this oval ball, rugby ball to bounce. And Zahira, just after scoring, giving away position back to Vidyartha.
Valikadage with the line out through. Hasn't had the best of days, but this time goes for that short throw. And Vidyartha have been dragged out of touch by Zahira. A good defense this is from the Zahirians.
Yeah, that was Kenula Vichetunga dragged off as we see a flag out by the assistant referee. He's having a chat with referee Shankar. And we'll have a look at that infringement by number 7 who was sent out. Kenula Vijay Singh had some issues after that, and he gets a yellow card for retaliation. He after he was bundling to touch and he made a punch as referee shows, made a punch on the Zahira player, and that's a big blow for Vidyartha.
It certainly is a big blow. With just 20 minutes to go, he will spend the next 10 minutes in the sin bin as Zahira's kick took them at least 5-6 meters away from where they were. Zahira now with a line out throw inside their own half. Collects it cleanly. Still with possession Zahira. Vidyartha trying to pounce on them, but Zahira have shown composure in holding on to possession.
Zahira now sending the ball out to their main runner, Zin Zahim. And now they're still trying to run at this Vidyartha line as Feroz puts in that kick and tries to run as Vidyartha struggling with Ayodhya, finally catching it and offloading it to Keshan there. And good pressure from Zahira, winning that penalty. And this is knockout rugby and should definitely go for the 3 points.
Absolutely, it is in kicking range for Zahira, and it seems like they have taken the smart move as well to go at post.
Number 6 for Zahira. That's Akif Azmil. And now we see the number 16, Tuan Rahim, taking the kicking. And here the ball goes through the sticks. That's the 3 points that Zahira were after. And after a long time, we see a prop forward kicking a penalty for Zahira. And all the footballing skills coming in.
Absolutely, over the years, Zahira have produced some excellent place kickers, and we've seen another one in Tuan Rahim. But unfortunately for Vidyartha, they concede 3 more points. Sadev, they are holding on. And that allowed Zahira to get that penalty. Sadev had no support whatsoever. He didn't have enough time to release the ball either. Nevertheless, the play has restarted. Just 16 more minutes to go in this game, and Zahira have a healthy 9-point lead over Vidyartha.
We called it when Zahira scored the try. They would look for a penalty, and Vidyartha just gave away the penalty in a platter to Zahira. And now they know that they can concede the point. Some points is if Vidyartha comes back. But the restart not going in favor of Zahira as Sadev Dilshara looking for options in the corner. Passing it to Dimel. Dimel cannot run through as Zahira puts in the counter-ruck. But too high, says referee Shankar. And now quick tap taken by Vidyartha. Making the inroads into Zahira's half. And now the forwards coming into the supporting act. Slowly looking to make inroads into this Zahira defense. Now Yasantha Bandara taking the ball out. And now Didula Bandara making a move. Straightening things up to Sadev Dilshara. He has Hevage now to Dimel. Dimel cannot go through, but could be another high shot from Zahira and another yellow card. And that's not good news for Zahira.
Not the first time we have seen in this game that both the teams went down to 14 men each at a given stage. Even in the first half, we saw a similar instance, and here's Valikadage going on his own. Has taken Vidyartha just a few inches away from the try line, and Vidyartha have another advantage coming their way. Will probably look to take a quick tap here.
Valikadage being given the ball again as the try scorer Adhikari takes the ball out. Now Vidyartha trying to run, make that move, going low in the attack. And another penalty for a high tackle again. Now again, Kavishka Valikadage is the man that Vidyartha are going through. And he takes the ball and he goes into contact. He had support. And now Adhikari taking the ball. Back to Bandar. And they gave away a penalty. And that's what Zahira wanted. They need to slow it down, take their time and kick this to touch.
With 13 minutes to go, the ball is in Zahira's court here. It is up to them to slow the game down.
Second take there by Sanmet Adhikari. He took us another step. Second move there by Sanmet Adhikari was the reason for that penalty. And a wavered one, and Zahira giving away a ball back to Vidyartha. As Kevin Keshan goes into contact for Vidyartha. Now they have options in the corner, but Bandar looks for another option and he runs through and getting a holding on penalty. Now what does Vidyartha do? Decision making time. Will they go for the 3 points? They need to take the 3 points to make it a one-score game, but they go the other way around. Now, quick ball out to the corner. Pause for Vidyartha. Good pass to the number 28. And they score. Vidyartha score, Amana Bank try. Good work there by the number 28 for Vidyartha. And the second Amana Bank try for Vidyartha.
Well, I should really commend the presence of mind of Vidyartha to not to go for points at that moment, because they were down by 9 points. They knew they had to score a try at some point with just 11 minutes to go in the game, and they took the chance, and that really helped them out scoring this try. Brilliant. This is from Vidyartha with a conversion to come, to add 2 more points, to bring the deficit down to just 2 points. Still 10 minutes left in this game. As Vidyartha Kavindu Hevage lines himself up for a very important conversion. Can he get it through? Well, it falls out wide, so it will be just 5 points added to Vidyartha.
Try coming from the bench, and he scores the try. As Zahira kicks things off, as Vidyartha allowing the ball to bounce, and they're gonna get a line out, which they will try to turn over the ball. All to play for in this last 10 minutes.
Trailing by 4 points here with Vidyartha. The ball is in their own half. They have to find a way to get into the half of Zahira. Here's Valikadagi with the line out through. Important one at that, and it has been turned over. Brilliant yet again from Zahira. Not the first time. We've seen it yet again. Here's Zahira now on the move. Can they hit back at Vidyartha after conceding from the other end? Afam Abdin gets the ball into the center. Zahira now have to be patient. Here's their bigger number 1, the loose head prop Zain Hassan. Got a good hand there. Pramesh Ayodhya might have been a very important hand as well. Yes, Zahira have a possession, but still had Pramesh not got a hand to that, could have been a lot easier for Zahira to just run through.
Yeah, he had his both hands trying to catch that ball. Because of that, there's a scrum. If not, could have been a penalty and a yellow card. So Zahira now with a scrum, trying to attack this Vidyartha.
Afam Abdin set to feed the ball in. He feeds it. Here's Abdin. Sends the ball into the center. Zahira with some space. Not collecting the ball cleanly. They are slipped out of his hands, and Vidyartha will look to clear the lines, and that's exactly what they've done. Not very far, but Vidyartha do have an advantage.
Knock on advantage. There for Vidyartha. 63 minutes in our clock. 16-12. This has been a ding-dong battle. As we move into the last 6 minutes of play. Replacements are coming in for both sides.
A quick test by the physio of Vidyartha.
HI been done. Referee Shankar asking the match day doctor to do that. We are in for an exciting end in this pre-quarter final.
At the meantime, Isipatana have beaten Sri Sumangala 61 points to nil at the Royal Complex. A very comprehensive win for them. And they have booked their place in the quarterfinals.
So with Isipatana moving into the quarterfinals, St. Thomas is winning it. So we know 4 quarterfinalists. This game still to be decided. And in a few minutes, we're going to have the Trinity St. Anthony's game under lights at Sierra FC. Now Vidyartha with the feed into the scrum by Sadev Dilshara. Sending it to Ayodhya to put the kick, high hanging kick. Zahira allows the ball to bounce again. And finally doing the collecting work. Zahira slowing things off, going to their forwards. The big number 1, Zain Hassan, goes into contact. Player down for cramps. But referee continuing the game as Zahira slowly moving forward. Trying to milk a penalty is what they can do. They're committing a lot of defenders into this pick and drives. Now Hassan looking for options. The skipper Lukman making inroads for Zahira. Slow ball. But Zahira keeping the position, and they are at the correct part of the ground also in territory. Slow progress, but they have been doing this for more than 10 phases now. Going for a long pass, but knocking it in progress. Now Vidyartha trying to spark a counter attack, but Zahira not allowing them. Now Vidyartha with the Dilshara sending the ball to their forwards. That's one. Prabhat taking the ball over, but referee says no advantage. We'll go for that knock-on infringement scrum in the last 4 minutes. Still the game in the balance. As Vidyartha now with another feed into the scrum. They need to score a try. Another setup by referee Shankar.
Just 3.5 minutes to go in this game as per our clock. Vidyartha desperate to score some points here. They are down by 4 points. Zahira, on the other hand, all they have to do is kill the time here. Keep Vidyartha in their own half, not allow them to break through. And they are doing that well as of now.
Still Vidyartha in their own half. They have to get to the other half. Zahira doing the pressure with this move as Pandara getting some space but could not make inroads for Vidyartha. Still Vidyartha stuck in their half as Sadev Dilshara goes to his boot and collected well by Zahira. Now Zahira will run as Lickman puts the ball to the replacement winger. That's Mohammad Sabir. Now Hassan into Rushan. Now Abdin looking for options. Going into their number 20. Akil Scrub. Zahira still in their own half, and playing and trying to run through the corner, but in the progress they have been bundled into touch. As we see the flag of the assistant referee there. 68 minutes gone. Still, Kevin, he need to get a man of the match, the take man of the match. But let's wait and see how this game ends and then decide. Yes, now Vidyartha will try to run from their own half. That's Hevin Keshan. Ball is lost. And unfortunately, Zahira knocking the ball over. And it will be a goal line drop out for Vidyartha.
That should have. Vidyartha, do they have a final roll in the dice? The clock is running down. It'll be a very short 30 seconds, maybe a bit more, as per referee's clock. Vidyartha will have to hurry things up. This possibly be the final play of the game. Still in their own half are the Tigers. Can they make a move here? They have to make a move if they are to stay in this competition. Just a 4-point lead. A try would do it for Vidyartha. But it is a long way away.
Hands on the ruck, says referee Shankar. And now what does Vidyartha do? They are going to run from the 40 meters. Kavishka Valikand makes another strong carry for Vidyartha. He's been carrying his team forward. Despite that yellow card, he has played brilliantly. And now Vidyartha line, can they spark something off? Sa Vichetunga in the corner.
Desperate times these are for both set of players. Zahira trying to defend it off, while Vidyartha trying to score points, and Zahira have turned over proceedings, and they are on the move. And that will be the game. Zahira have beaten Vidyartha here at the Havelock Park, and they move forward in the competition, and they are into the final 8.
Zahira winning it 16 points to 12. And we have to decide a man of the match. And that will be Zahim for Zahira being the man making all the moves for the boys from Maradana. So Zahim clinching that Swiss Tech player of the match. So Zahira moves to the quarterfinals in this close encounter against Vidyartha.
Absolutely, there were quite a few contenders.
In this pre-quarter final in Dialog Schools Knockout 2025. So Zahira will go to the quarter final. And they will face the winner of the next pre-quarter final happening tomorrow between St. Peter's and Thurston. Now looking at the key stats, 16 to 12 in favor of Zahira, 2 tries and 2 penalties for the boys from Maradana. And for Vidyartha, they scored 2 tries and 1 conversion. And the Swiss Tech player of the match is Zahim for Zahira College. He played a pivotal role in that line, and he was the man that every time Zahira went into a contact, he was the man. And coming up tomorrow, as we mentioned, St. Peter's taking on Thurston College at the Royal Complex in their pre-quarter final, and then Royal taking on Kingswood. That's at CRNFC happening tomorrow. You can watch this game live on ThePapare.com. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this pre-quarter final between Zahira and Vidyartha, and stay tuned for the rest of the match. And good evening from myself and Kevin Dhananjan and the technical and the production team. And hope you have a great evening. Goodbye.
Car Radials. The road is yours. Radials. The road is yours.
Now Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Creamy richness redefined. Smooth, soft, spreadable. Introducing Fondre with canola and sunflower oil.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
ලස්සන පන් ලෝකේ කොත්තු මිසර විහිදේ හික්කට සිට බැඳා කෙරේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ හික්ටක බදේ හොටේ හොට ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff හැමසිතක්ම පිපිදේ රස lemon රසයේ ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff
Maliban lemon puff chill when lemon. නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැරිලත් එක්ක. චොමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
Seat Car Radials. The road is yours.
වතුරත් ලීක් වෙලා. ස්ලැබ් එකත් ඉවරයි. බලන්නකෝ දැන් සාලේ කැත. චමරි.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproof දැම්මා නම් වතුර කාන්දු වෙන්නෙත් නෑ. හිතටත් නිදහස්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇක්වාෂීල්ඩ් 2K waterproofer සීල් කරන්න හොඳම කෙනා.
ලස්සන පන් ලෝකේ කොත්තු මිසර විහිදේ හික්කට සිට බැඳා කෙරේ ෆයිනල් ෆැෂන් අපේ
හික්ටක බදේ හොටේ
හොට ස්පයිසි ගස් මාතේ රසේ ප්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි ෆාම් තමයි.
Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff හැමසිතක්ම පිපිදේ රස lemon රසයේ ජීවිතයම මිහිරයි Maliban lemon puff puff lemon puff Maliban lemon puff
Maliban lemon puff chill when lemon.
Our mountains are majestic. They can be life-giving. Some are even sacred, and their heights bear marks of our heritage. Our mountains elevate us. To us, they are ever inspiring.
Bring that inspiration home. Lanka Tiles. Fine living. Redefined.
Keep sweating. Keep pushing the limits. Keep stepping up your game. Keep shining. Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
කොහෙන් හරි කමන්නේ ෆොටෝ එක තිබ්බනම් මට මේ බිත්තිය කැත වහගන්න තිබ්බා.
චමරි අක්කා.
පිටියට ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝඩ් ගාලා ෆිනිෂ් කළා නම් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න මුකුත් නෑ.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ස්කිම් කෝට් ෆිනිෂ් එකට හොඳම කෙනා.
එක පැත්තකින් වාගෙනදී තව පැත්තකින් මතුවෙනවා. මේ ටයිල් එක බෑ. දෙක තුනක් කැරිලත් එක්ක. චමරි අක්කා.
ජීවිත කාලය පුරාම අල්ලන් ඉන්න නම් ටයිල් අල්ලන්න ඕන ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව්.
ස්විස්ටෙක් ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් අල්ලන්න හොඳම කෙනා.